We learn from Martin Luther when he teaches on the third commandment that we should not despise the word of God, but hold it sacred and gladly hear and learn it. In this podcast, we are going to discuss the Bible readings for the coming service in the 3-year lectionary. It's time to get ready for church.
Read email. Where's my clothing? And my CD!
Right, you, get in the car!
Are we ready for church?
Greetings and salutations. Welcome to Ready for Church. This week, we're talking about the 10th Sunday after Pentecost. It's proper 15. And I'm Ruby in that first step.
Hello,
Hello.
I am me.
He is him. And we have a shout out this week. A requested
Who for,
shout
Ruby?
out. It's for the Falkenbergs. Renee and Isaac and baby Amber.
Hello, Falkenbergs. Hello, especially Amber. Hello, I hope you smile when you hear your voice. Amber, hello. Happy day for you.
You are loved by us at Ready for Church and also the Dusky family.
We're doing 2 shout-outs.
No. This is a shout out requested by the Nuskies for the Falkenbergs.
Awesome.
So we love you, Falkenbergs, and God bless you. The paraments are,
Green.
as per usual, it's proper 15 as stated previously, and the Bible readings are as follows. Set A, continuance. Isaiah 5:1-7. The Song of the Vineyard. And with that, Psalm 80 parts up to verse 19. Set B, the thematic reading. Jeremiah 23:23-29. The word of the living God is active. And with that, Psalm 82.
I told you I wasn't going to read it, but now I feel like I want to read it because I want to be reminded what it says. Is that okay, Ruby?
Yeah, okay.
Right, Isaiah 23. I sometimes find it hard to find Isaiah, even though he's a big book.
It's Jeremiah.
Oh, you want Jeremiah?
Are you doing the word of God is living?
Well, yep, okay, yep.
Well, then you want Jeremiah 23.
Golly. Well, at least I know that Jeremiah's next to Isaiah.
Goodness me.
Jeremiah 23:23. So where we're starting, Ruby? 23:23?
Yes.
Am I only a God nearby, declares the Lord, and not a God far away? Who can hide in secret places so that I cannot see them, declares the Lord? Do not I fill heaven and earth, declares the Lord? I have heard what the prophets say, who prophesy lies in my name. They say, I had a dream, I had a dream. How long will this continue in the hearts of those lying prophets, who prophesy the delusions of their own minds? They think the dreams they tell one another will make my people forget my name, just as their ancestors forgot my name through Baal worship. Let the prophet who has a dream recount the dream, but let the one who has my word speak it faithfully. For what has straw to do with grain, declares the Lord? Is not the word like fire, declares the Lord, and like a hammer breaks rock in pieces? This is the word of the Lord.
Thanks be to God.
Let's just keep that in our brains while we look at some of the other readings. What have we got, Rubes?
The epistle this week is Hebrews 11:29 to chapter 12, verse 2.
So this is chapter 11, is the by faith. So we heard bits of it last week, and then we're going to have had a gap. I really feel like we should reverse back up and just keep going with the by faiths. Where did we finish last week, Ruby? Do you remember?
What about it was verse 16?
Yeah.
So you're going to go from 17?
I think the lectionary does us a disservice by missing all the by faiths, Ruby, and so I'm going to reverse back up to where we finished last week. Where did we finish last week?
At verse 16.
Okay, I'll start at verse 17. So, Hebrews 11, verse 17. By faith, Abraham, when God tested him, offered Isaac as a sacrifice. He who had embraced the promise, was about to sacrifice his one and only son, even though God had said to him, "It is through Isaac that your offspring will be reckoned." Abraham reasoned that God could even raise the dead, and so, in a manner of speaking, he did receive Isaac back from the dead. By faith, Isaac blessed Jacob and Esau in regard to their future. By faith, Jacob, when he was dying, blessed each of Joseph's sons and worshipped as he leaned on the top of his staff. By faith, Joseph, when his end was near, spoke about the exodus of the Israelites from Egypt and gave instructions concerning the burial of his bones. By faith, Moses' parents hid him for 3 months after he was born, because they saw he was no ordinary child, and they were not afraid of the king's edict. By faith, Moses, when he had grown up, refused to be known as the son of Pharaoh's daughter. He chose to be mistreated along with the people of God, rather than to enjoy the fleeting pleasures of sin. He regarded disgrace for the sake of Christ as of greater value than the treasures of Egypt, because he was looking ahead to his reward. By faith he left Egypt, not fearing the king's anger. He persevered because he saw him who is invisible. By faith he kept the Passover and the application of blood, so that the destroyer of the firstborn would not touch the firstborn of Israel. Here is where the lectionary starts. By faith, the people passed through the Red Sea as on dry land, but when the Egyptians tried to do so, they were drowned. By faith, the walls of Jericho fell after the army had marched around them for 7 days. By faith, the prostitute Rahab, because she welcomed the spies, was not killed with those who were disobedient. And what more shall I say? I do not have time to tell about Gideon, Barak, Samson, Jephthah, about David and Samuel and the prophets, who through faith conquered kingdoms, administered justice, and gained what was promised, who shut the mouths of lions, quenched the fury of the flames, and escaped the edge of the sword, whose weakness was turned to strength, and who became powerful in battle and routed foreign enemies, who women received back their dead, raised to life again. There were others who were tortured, refusing to be released so that they might gain an even better resurrection. Some faced jeers and flogging and even chains and imprisonment. They were put to death by stoning. They were severed in two. They were killed by the sword. They went about in sheepskins and goatskins, destitute, persecuted, and mistreated. The world was not worthy of them. They wandered around in deserts and mountains, living in caves and in holes in the ground. These were all commended for their faith, yet none of them received what was promised, since God had planned something better for us, so that only together with us would they be made perfect. Therefore, since we are surrounded by such a great cloud of witnesses, let us throw off everything that hinders and the sin that so easily entangles, and let us run with perseverance the race marked out for us, fixing our eyes on Jesus, the pioneer and perfecter of our faith. For the joy set before him, he endured the cross, scorning its shame, and sat down at the right hand of the throne of God. Consider him who endured such opposition from sinners, so that you will not grow weary and lose heart. This is the word of the Lord.
Thanks be to God.
Oh,
It's a long Bible reading.
well, I added a bit.
Yeah. Yep. Okay.
Do you
The
want to
gospel.
say something about
Do
it?
you want to do a mini sermon?
Do you want to say something about that?
Well, I don't know why the lectionary cuts it out, because it was just the same. By faith, this Old Testament person did this in the story that we already know. So why didn't we just have all those people?
It's too long.
Well, just the story of the House of Israel.
Yeah, I think it's too long for how the lectionary is designed to work.
Glad we heard it today.
I want to say a few things.
Go.
I always get quite worked up when I read that.
So,
You could tell. Why? Because it was jumping around?
Yeah.
No. Well, doesn't it get you worked up reading that? Excited?
Yeah.
Thinking of all those things that people did and overcome by faith.
Yeah.
It's like pep talk. Book recommendation here. Pastor Brian Wolfmiller. A Martyr's Faith in a Faithless World. is a meditation on this chapter of Hebrews. The whole book is a meditation on this chapter. It's really, if you like this chapter and you want more, have a read of that. A martyr's faith in a faithless world.
The Gospel this week is Luke 12:49 to 56. So we're just going through Luke at the moment.
Bits and pieces.
We're up. What is the title of this bit?
Peace. Not peace, but division. Luke 12:49. I have come to bring fire on the earth, and how I wish it were already kindled. But I have a baptism to undergo, and what constraint I am under until it is completed. Do you think I came to bring peace on earth? No, I tell you, but division. From now on there will be 5 in one family, divided against each other, 3 against 2, and 2 against 3. They will be divided, father against son, and son against father, mother against daughter, and daughter against mother, mother-in-law against daughter-in-law, and daughter-in-law against mother-in-law. He said to the crowd, when you see a cloud rising in the west, immediately you say, it's going to rain. And it does. And when you see a south wind, when the south wind blows, you say, it's going to be hot. And it is. Hypocrites, you know how to interpret the appearance of the earth and the sky. How is it that you don't know how to interpret this present time? This is the gospel of the Lord.
Thanks be to God.
Praise be to you, O Christ.
Oops.
What shall we say here, Ruby?
It's very, feel like in the last couple of years in Lutheran churches in Australia, we have heard a lot about unity.
Mm.
And that you need to be peaceful.
Mm.
Now, this is Jesus saying.
So what does Jesus
being
really...
divided.
What does Jesus really mean when he says he came to bring vision, not peace?
Does he mean separating the sheep from the goats?
Tell me more about what you're thinking, Ruby.
Well, that parable is God separating the believers from the unbelievers.
I don't know whether that's what he means, but I think it's got to do with those 2 categories.
Believers and unbelievers?
Yeah.
Okay. Mini sermon.
Okay, well...
Explain.
It is about faith and not faith, right? Believers and non-believers. Now, it's not that we should run away from the unbelievers. It's that the unbelievers are going to hate the believers. So that's the division. Because everything that the believers say upsets the unbelievers. Sin upsets people. Knowing that they're sinners, it upsets people. That we can be saved by a God who became man and died on a cross for us.
That we need to be saved by.
Yep, that's the only way to be saved. That upsets people. So that's where the division is. That is what Jesus is talking about. That some are going to believe, and those who don't believe are going to be divisive and angry that others believe. That's what all of Hebrews is about. That's what's bubbling around along in the background of the by faith chapter, is that, yes, all these people by faith, but most of them, the writer to the Hebrews talks about bad things that happen to them because of the division. Because people persecuted them and hate the faithful.
In the world, not of the world.
Right, now you're with me. In the world, not of the world.
There we go.
So that is what it's about. There's a few other strange things in here, and we should just briefly touch on them. Jesus says, I have come to bring fire on earth, and how I wish it were already kindled. What does he mean here?
Does he mean...
What does fire make you think of when Jesus says it?
Hell.
Which is?
Eternal damnation. Judgment.
Judgment. Okay, fire means judgment.
Forgot that judgment was a word.
Okay. So when Jesus says, I have come to bring fire on the earth, he means he has come to...
Judge.
And how does Jesus judge the earth?
Don't know.
Does he destroy it like Sodom and Gomorrah?
No.
How does he judge it?
He died.
Okay, he puts it on him. So what he's saying is, I want to get this done. Now, the next sentence.
There's a bit about his baptism in it. What does it mean?
I have a baptism. So when you think of baptism, what do you think of?
Water.
Okay, well, let's think about some Old Testament waters. Think of any Old Testament waters?
Sea.
Oh, we heard about that in Hebrews. Well, let's do the Red Sea. What happens in the Red Sea?
People cross through.
Who?
The Israelites.
And who doesn't cross through?
The Egyptian.
And that would be a
judgment.
Okay. Now, we'll just think of the most prominent water story in the Old Testament. The most known water story.
Noah and the ark.
And what happens there?
Judgment.
Judgment. Okay? So fire and water are about judgment. So what is the baptism that Jesus is talking about? He actually talks elsewhere about his baptism as well. That's upcoming.
What is the word that is... What does that word mean that he's using?
Baptism?
Yeah.
A ceremonial washing with washing. That's what it means.
But is it the same word as all the other baptisms?
I think so. I haven't checked the Greek, but I see no reason why it isn't.
So it means a ceremonial washing.
So
Is he referring to his baptism by John the Baptist?
No.
In the Jordan? No, he's referring to a passing through.
Ceremonial washing that he's about to go through for the whole world, for the judgment of the world. So what's he talking about?
Dying on the cross.
Okay, so when he says fire and judgment and baptism, he's talking about judgment that happens on the cross.
Oof.
Right?
Okay.
And that judgment is going to bring division because some will believe him and they will be persecuted and separated from those who don't.
All right.
And so we need to get to the last part of here then. And then he says, so we read the sign of the times. So what's the sign of the times that the first hearers were supposed to understand? He said, you see a cloud rising and immediately say, it's going to rain.
Oh.
The wind blows from the south and you say it's going to be hot. I mean, in Australia, we say it blows from the north, it's going to be hot. And it is. Right? But you don't know how to interpret the spiritual signs. So what's the spiritual signs that first readers are supposed to understand? First hearers. They're supposed to understand, the people who heard Jesus speak this are supposed to understand that God's here on earth and he is about to save you. What are the people who read Luke's gospel supposed to understand?
Thank God Jesus already died.
Right, that God has been on earth and he has saved you. And if you want to be on the right side of this division, you trust in him.
Okay.
Righto.
Themes.
Questions.
Judgment.
A little bit, even though the word's not there, it's there.
Fire baptism.
Yep.
Division, peace, and
Faith. Faith. What the faithful can do. But also in the second part of Hebrews, great cloud of witnesses, that all the encouragement from those who have gone before us.
What can we draw? What are the pictures we've got? We have all of the pictures that by faith the Old Testament people did.
Yeah, just pick one.
Pick any.
There's like 20 of them in a row there.
You got Moses, you got
You had swords,
Jacob.
you had people being persecuted, you had
Not
people...
even to mention David
All those
and
other
everyone
people.
and Samson.
Actually, this would be a great week that on your way home to read those names that the writer to the Hebrews didn't expand on and see how your memory is and say, what did that person do? Why are they included there?
Okay.
And then if you don't know, go back and find them in your Old Testament.
What hymns This Sunday, you're going to hear some hymnonyms, and they could be: God from all eternity, Almighty Lord before thy throne, Lord, keep us steadfast in thy word.
Curb those who by deceit or sword would wrest the kingdom from your Son and set at naught all he has done.
God has spoken by his prophets,
Spoken his unchanging word.
left high the cross.
The love of God proclaim, and all the world adore his sacred name.
Praise to thee and adoration.
Mhm.
Forth in thy name, O Lord, I go. Fight the good fight with all thy might.
Yes,
How firm a foundation, ye saints of the Lord.
is laid for yourselves in his excellent word.
Something like that. And Lord Jesus Christ with us abide.
Is the second line of that. For round us falls the eventide.
Probably that.
Do you know
Number
where that,
260 for that one.
do you know where that comes from? That comes from the end of Luke, when the two disciples get to Emmaus. That's basically what they say. Stay with us, for it is getting close to evening.
Oh. In the car on the way home, you should talk about all the people that the writer of the Hebrews did not get around to writing.
Yeah,
About.
and he couldn't fill in the details
To
for us.
mention all these people.
Yeah, have a think about them. See what amazing things they did.
Who are they?
Where are they?
What did they do?
Mhm.
What did your pastor preach on?
Yep. See if he told you about fire and baptism.
Judgment.
Mm.
But your buzzword for this week is basically by faith. How many times in the service this week do you hear the word by faith?
Mm.
Anything else?
Well, we usually make a catechism connection, Ruby, so let's make a catechism connection. Anything. You got
Second
anything?
article of the creed.
Okay, faith in Jesus. Yeah.
Because Jesus died.
Yes. Okay.
That's what he was referring to.
Yep.
Perhaps the fourth commandment.
Okay.
Because it's about honouring your mother and your father. And not division with your mother and father. And you could talk about that.
Okay.
What did Jesus actually mean in the Bible reading?
How can you keep the fourth commandment if your parents are not believers? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's a challenging question. What other catechism connections? What might you like to make?
Sacrament of holy baptism.
Okay, there's an allusion to that.
Yep.
I think first commandment, because that one's actually about faith. We are to fear, love, and trust God above all things.
All things.
That's about faith. I think that's enough.
Thanks for listening to this episode of Ready for Church. We release episodes every Saturday. And if you have something to tell us, which you should, like sharing a drawing, or if you have a friend you want to shout out, or if you've got any questions about what on earth are we talking about, you should email me at readyforchurch.podcast@gmail.com or get in contact through the Facebook page.
I think we are ready for church.